He says, hey Nate, I found a junkyard, well kind of like a junkyard 5.0 motor. Do you want to go ahead and start from the ground up? Do you want to go ahead and show the viewers step by step from getting a short block to connecting the crank, the rods, the pistons, the camshafts, the heads, the ARP hardware, the MMR hardware, and the full process from the ground up? I'm just like, that is a great idea. So he's just like, hey, I have a junkyard, a 5.0 out of a Gen 2 Mustang, a low mileage. Let's go ahead and build this together. And I'm just like, you know what? Let's build this motor from the ground up. Let's show the viewers what we have in store, and let's do a Coyote swap on my 1968 Ford Mustang. Today, we're finally taking delivery of my Coyote motor for my 1968 Ford Mustang Fastback. As some of you may know, my Fastback is equipped with a 289 V8 pushrod motor, to which made great power and runs absolutely great. But here on the Nate Ride channel, we take things up the next level. And today, we're gonna go ahead and start the process of doing a full Coyote swap. We are back here at my engine builder shop, where we're talk about the full Coyote motor, exactly the plans that we have for this Mustang, and the channel here to come. I was so torn to make this decision between the Coyote motor and the 428 Cobra Jet motor, and as you guys can see here, they basically have the same amount of views, and I was really gonna base the channel off whichever one got more hype, but they both got the equal hype, so it's up to me to make the executive decision. I thought long and hard about this process, and the reason why we're going with Coyote over the Cobra Jet is because to find an authentic Cobra Jet is gonna cost at least $10,000 just for the motor itself. Like an authentic one, not one out of a F250 to switch out the heads and cam, but an authentic code number Cobra Jet. It's gonna cost very expensive, and they're very hard to find. We did discuss about getting a Cobra Jet 428 motor from an F250, but it just would not be authentic. If for the same amount of price, we could pick up a Coyote. So because of it not being authentic, and because we could get a different motor, which is more desirable, better fuel economy, makes more power, and has better potential, we are going with the Coyote over the Cobra Jet for that particular reason. I hope you guys like this decision. I believe the Coyote platform, the project, and the full process will be such a great series, and I honestly looked online and nobody has done this, so this is going to be one of the first documented series by Coyote swapping a classic Mustang. It is a very common platform to swap a Coyote into one of these older Mustangs, so I'm going to walk you guys step by step and show you guys the full process of what's entailed of putting a Coyote motor into a classic Mustang. Let's get a little update on what Wayne is up to here, because it's just so much fun coming to the shop and seeing what he has in store. So right away, he has the Coyote that is going to be put into, I believe, that Fox body. He has a fully ready to drop in Coyote here for one of his projects. That's going to be pretty cool. As you guys have seen, the LS Swap 800 horsepower naturally aspirated motor is ready to be swapped in the M3, and then he has the 5.8 liter Shelby GT500 making 1200 rear horsepower, which is almost ready to be done as well. He's just waiting for the Whipple supercharger and other miscellaneous mods to pop right back into the Super Snake. And then he has this Coyote motor, which he's also doing for a Fox body for a customer. This one is just getting ready to be machined and rebuilt so that could go into the Fox body and make some great power. And this is the 4.6 liter Illuminator that's going into an 04 Cobra. He just finished building the short block and is just waiting for heads to be remachined. And here's this doggy that's so cute, and he's just, oh, don't be scared of me. He's a cute little bully. He also has another bully inside the house, but yeah, they're so sweet. This guy's growing so big, he's getting bigger every time I see him. He's starting to like me more. He usually always barks at me, but he's being a good boy now. There you go. And this is the new Fox body that he just picked up, which I'm so jealous of. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a little startup. It is so cool. This is the only Fox body that I would ever get if I were to get a Fox body here. It is just so clean. I love the notchback over the hatchback, which we'll go ahead and show here. But this thing is so nasty. Let me go ahead and start it up for you boys. You gotta love the Fox body interior. And guess what? It's also cammed. Here is his other notch. This is also another thing that he has going on here. And this bully just loves to hang out with me. Hey buddy, he just wants more scratches. And then this is the Cobra Fox body that he has. He's putting a Coyote, I believe, in this thing. I'm not entirely sure. So it's gonna be pretty fun. And here's the M3. And here's the other Fox. So this is the 5.0 block that we are picking up here. We are starting from the ground up, and I'm gonna show you guys every step of the process here. Wayne did pick this up, and it is in great condition. We do want to achieve the 500 horsepower mark, and in order to do that, we're gonna be doing Gen 2 rods, custom pistons, custom camshafts, MMR equipped, basically all the accessories like the crank sprocket, the timing chain guides, all of that fun stuff. And that's the goal here for this engine, is 500 horsepower, which I think we can achieve. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys everything here. This block does need to be machined, which is gonna be going through this week. After it gets machined, we'll put it together and show you guys the full process, exactly how we did with the GT500, and document every step of the way so you guys don't miss out on anything here. But this is the block that we are gonna be starting with. Wayne is an expert when it comes to building Coyotes, and I have full trust and faith in him that this is going to be a great Coyote when it's complete. One thing that I really want to do is rev this thing super high to like 8,500 RPM, just like a Voodoo. So Wayne and I are going to get the full build process to achieve an 8,500 RPM, 500 horsepower, naturally aspirated build with the Coyote engine, and I think we can achieve that, and I bet you guys are looking forward to that as well. Now, with which heads we are going with, of course, this is the GT500. I'm just using this platform as like a reference here. Most likely the heads that we're going to be pursuing here for the block are the Gen 2 heads in order to really get things up. The Gen 2 5.0 cred motor is such a great foundation when it comes to making power and performance. So when it comes to the heads, most likely we're going to be doing that. Nothing too insane. Also, when it comes to camshafts, I want to get something very mean, very aggressive, and very lopey with an aggressive idle. So I'll most likely be talking with L&M camshafts to achieve that performance. Now let's go ahead and talk about transmissions. We have T56 and TR66s available here. He has about 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and everybody wants me to do a manual swap. Automatic is also available. The 6R80 may be something I might be pursuing just to keep things on the cruising aisle, as well as just better performance since the car is automatic. But if you guys really want me to do the transmission, let me know down in the comments and we could do a manual. These are all T56s and TR66s, a very beefy transmission, very popular and most desired to be running on such a platform with a Coyote. And if we go manual, you guys already know we're most likely going to be rocking the McLeod. Not the triple disc, just because we most likely won't need it. We're not going to be pushing this much power, but a clutch and a flywheel is going to be needed, and McLeod is always the way to go. Now, when it comes to drive shafts, we're going to have to go ahead and get it custom here. These are all carbon fiber and aluminum drive shafts, one-piece drive shafts, so definitely when we talk about getting the full motor, transmission, we need something to connect to the rear end, and a custom drive shaft is going to be needed, most likely a one-piece aluminum. Another thing that we're going to have to work with is the rear end. Right now it has the 8.8 forward rear end. We may have to swap it to the 9-inch or just a newer, more sturdy 8.8, but the last piece to the puzzle of the powertrain is going to be swapping out this rear end. When it comes to the pistons that we're going to be equipping inside of the motor, most likely we're going to be doing with some aftermarket forged pistons, since we're going with the Gen 2 Coyote rods, which are forged out of the factory. So something with a very nice high compression like 11:1 or 12:1. We'll go ahead and get more into details so that we can achieve the 500 rear horsepower naturally aspirated with pistons, and camshafts should get the job done. Now when it comes to the exhaust, you guys already know what we will be equipping is the Pypes long tube headers exhaust. This is for the 289, which we will be doing on the next video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. For the time being, I am going to go ahead and swap these long tube headers out on the 289 to fix the exhaust exhaust leak and just to make this 68 growl. And another thing I want to mention is that during this full process, I'm not going to be taking out the motor and waiting for this full engine assembly powertrain to be ready. The plan is to have basically everything ready to go to do a quick and fast swap. Because one of the mistakes I made while doing my GT500 swap, which is very similar to this one right here, is that I pulled out the motor when I was not ready. So one thing that we definitely need to make sure that we do is that we have everything ready, very similar to how this setup is, so that it's a very quick process and we keep Beverly running and creating content throughout this full journey here to get the full swap done. So engine, transmission, clutch, flywheel, depending on if we go manual, drive shaft, and the rear end is gonna be what we need to complete to the fullest in order to do the full swap. In addition to the swap, they do have a bolt-on kit, which I have to go ahead and look on, which is basically a bolt-on front end, because with these classic Mustang, everything bolts on. There's no frame how it is like with the modern cars. This full thing needs to be widened so that a Coyote can fit. There may also have to be some fabrication that we're gonna have to do, but that won't be done until we're ready here for the full powertrain to be swapped right in. So I need to look for the kit. If you guys may have known, I haven't done too much research, but I know that there is one out there. Comment down below on the full front end conversion kit to fit a Coyote motor within it. This motor is for sale completely, not just the motor, but the full powertrain. That includes the motor, the transmission, the drive shaft, and the rear end is for sale. I had 2 guys so far ask me if I can sell this to them, which it is for sale, but it won't be for sale now. If you want to reserve your price here, go ahead and hit me up on Instagram or the email. I'll basically take the highest bidder. Whoever wants this full motor, automatic transmission, drive shaft, and rear end, it's all for sale. So please hit me up if you're interested in the full powertrain. It works great. You guys have seen the power numbers. When it comes to other things besides the motor, transmission, drive shaft, as well as the rear end, we do need, of course, the fuel injection. We need the tune. We need the harnesses. We need all of the ECUs and stuff like that. So besides that, we are gonna have to get some type of kit, most likely from Power by the Hour or something like that, in order to get this up and running. Wayne has done multiple Coyote swaps on Fox bodies, so he knows everything here. So he's just gonna go ahead and guide the way while we get the Mustang up and running here, but it shouldn't be too hard. This project is gonna be pretty badass. We're gonna take this full Coyote motor at this level, build it up to go ahead and swap it right into this 68 Ford Mustang Fastback. That is all we really have here for today. I hope you guys enjoy the channel. So make sure you subscribe and like, because it's going to be such an awesome build series, and I hope you guys are going to like it. We're going to go in depth every step of the way to show you guys what it takes to put a Coyote right into a classic Mustang. So don't expect it to be very, very quick. I do want to go ahead and set those expectations. I'm going to try to do it as quick as possible, especially with your guys' support. The more views, the more likes, the more interactions in the comments, the better. Share this with your friends and family. That will make things go so much better. But definitely, I'm gonna go ahead and do my best here to show you guys how badass we can make a Coyote into one of the best looking, best Mustangs ever created here, 68 Fastback. Comment down below everything and anything that you know about this Coyote swap. I would greatly appreciate it. All comments are welcome. All help and feedback is welcome as well. Have you done a Coyote swap? If so, what's needed, how to do it, and what do you guys recommend?